What is up, y'all? It's your girl Brand New, and I'm back in the building. Today I want to briefly talk about a couple of hot topics. First up is I heard that Mariah Carey just recently came out and, admitted to being bipolar. Now, was I shocked when I heard this? Not at all. Because I feel like Mariah has always had like a nasty ass attitude. She was just very, like, people would try to compare Beyonce to her, and to me, Beyonce does not carry herself in a way of, oh, I'm the shit. She may talk her little shit on her songs, like she just did on a top off verse, but Beyonce is humble. You know what I'm saying? She can make, any type of music. And then when you see Beyonce in a motherfucking interview, you have nothing but respect for her. She's so humble. And, she tells you how hard she works. And, Beyonce is that type girl. Mariah Carey was irritating when she was on American Idol. She was going back and forth with Nicki Minaj. I felt like that was annoying. I've always seen Mariah and she just would act stank. I remember she was on Andy Cohen's show, Watch What Happens Live, and he was asking her, I believe, do you know Jennifer Lopez? And she's like, who? Who? Bitch, you know who J-Lo is, So she just acts shady. She's always been very weird to me. So I am happy that she has came out and admitted, that she has this personality disorder. Because I've just always seen it. I said, something ain't right with sis. She seems a little off. I've always felt like that. Like her interviews would be off. It was kind of like, well, this is not how a celebrity in the game should act. I just feel like even though you've made it, you should be humble. And to me, she was just always overly arrogant. And don't get me wrong, Mariah Carey is very talented. I used to love her when I was a little girl, but it's just her attitude was just always fucked up. And as a matter of fact, she has the same exact birthday as this man I used to date. And he had a fucked up personality too. I won't get off into that, but he reminded me of her. Just arrogant, just they know every damn thing and they the best and it's all about them, Anyways. Okay, so y'all know about the Tristan and Khloe situation. I already touched on that. But what I briefly want to discuss is how, I've been checking out a lot of reviews on the situation with Tristan and Khloe. And a lot of you don't have any motherfucking sympathy for Khloe. Y'all is wrong. Y'all just like, damn, she did it to everybody else. And I feel y'all on that. Don't get me wrong. I feel y'all on that because y'all was like, shit, every time we see Khloe, she's right back with another basketball player. She don't care if he's single. She don't care if he's in a relationship. And most of the time, Khloe, the men you would get with would be in a relationship. And then this last one was really bad. It was very ghetto, I felt, of you to get with somebody and they have, that's some shit. I'm a regular type girl. I don't even have the Kardashian money, honey. I wish I had it, honey, but I don't even have they type money. But remember I told you guys they lack morals and values, because why would you be okay getting with a man that has a pregnant fiance or no, not fiance. She was his girlfriend. Why would you ever think that would be okay? And this is what I really want to briefly discuss, you guys. I really see this when I see the Kardashians. I don't give a fuck who like it, who don't like it. I'm going to speak the motherfucking truth. What's on my heart. What I feel is the Kardashians, they say they ain't white, but they Armenian. Shit, you white with dark hair. Let's call it what it is. Anyways, when we see you, we see white. I think that they feel like they are superior to black women. I do. I really do believe that. I'm not saying all white women act like that. I'm not saying that, y'all. I'm saying specifically them. I noticed that with them. And I'm going to tell you something else. I used to date this guy, and he had some biracial baby mamas. No, matter of fact, the kids was biracial and the women were white. And I remember he told me one time, he said, child, they be so hurt that, I'm with a black woman. They can't believe I'm messing with somebody black. They don't like that. They just feel like it's all about them. So even then, and that was years ago, but even then that never left me. Because I always kind of felt like it was true on the low. I didn't really need him to verify that, but I really do feel like that's true. And that's the same thing with the Kardashians and Khloe. Khloe probably felt, because that baby mama was black, the one that was pregnant. She was black, and Khloe probably felt on the low, oh, she black, I'm white, I got the money, I'm the one. And she's not saying this stuff, you guys, but I really do feel like, she was thinking that in her head, and it just, karma is a bitch. Karma is a bitch. And the shit turned around on Khloe. Karma don't give a fuck about how much money you got. That bitch has a way of putting everybody on blast and in their place. And I told you guys, when I saw pictures of them, I felt like Khloe was bragging too much about this man. I felt like she was taking way too many pictures of him on Instagram and showing, it's fine to embrace pregnancy, show your belly. I'm not at all saying she can't do that, but her pictures with him, they never, in my opinion, look genuine. Khloe, you guys know, she's not that pretty. She's not. Even with the work that she's had done, she still looks a little manly, in the face a little bit. But, and she's not ugly. I'm not going to call Khloe ugly, but she just ain't like Kourtney and Kim, and even Kylie, they got that sexy thing to them. With Khloe, it's just like, oh, okay, she looked better than what she did before. I will give her that. She did have a glow up. But I think out of all the sisters, and I did read their book, because I used to be a fan of the Kardashians, back when they came out. And Khloe used to always talk about how she was like the ugly swan of the family, Kim and Kourtney used to always get all the boyfriends, and she was the taller, bigger one, and no one really wanted her. She wasn't sexy like them. So I think that Khloe has never forgot how that made her feel. And what happens with a lot of people, and people do this in different ways. It could be the woman that has money now. She downs people that's on welfare to get food stamps. It could be that type woman. With Khloe's situation, I was the ugly duckling of the family. I was the non-sexy one. I was the thicker one. Well, Kim was thick, but Kim's thick was all in the right places. With Khloe, she was a little bit chunky. And then with Kim, because of Kim's pretty face, Kim can kind of get away with stuff, if you know what I mean. I'm just saying, I'm just being real. But with Khloe never felt she fit in with Kim and Kourtney. So that's where I'm going to date me a black basketball player. I'm going to date, somebody young. And I take back what I said, because I think I said she dates popular people. Well, she dates motherfuckers in the NBA. She definitely has a type, and it's the basketball players of the world, honey. Okay? And she needs to leave that alone. Get with somebody, Khloe. You can do an investment banker. You can do, I wouldn't do any more athletes. Let these hoes have them, Just, I would get out of that. You got your daughter now. You need to, get somebody older. You don't need to be dating nobody in their 20s. I feel like all my ladies, you in your 30s, get with somebody in their motherfucking 40s or early 50s. I'm serious. Make sure he has all his wholeness out of his system. But yeah, and Tristan, I heard he ain't even the best player on his team. He has more of a name now. It looked like he used her, you guys. It really does look like that. It looked like he used her to, glow up, to, get more status and clout. And, that's what I think it was for him. Because the other baby mama, she didn't have the status and clout that Khloe has, So, yeah, I do feel, back to the theory, I do feel that Khloe, wanted to, in this lifetime, wanted to be the pretty girl, the it girl. And, you know, she has the jean line and the Good American, that's what it's called. You know, she is looking better in her pictures, lost all this weight. And that's good. That's what you should always do in your best life. But with that, we have to make better decisions. We have to stop dating these men, like I said, in their 20s because they're black, because they're basketball players. I feel like this situation is definitely karma. And karma, like I said, that bitch don't give a fuck who you is. You know, it was destined to happen. So, yeah, Khloe, a lot of people, honey, they don't feel sorry for you. But how you doing, Khloe? But, yeah, they don't feel sorry for you like that. I, on the other hand, I don't want to say so much I feel sorry, but I am empathetic because I'm a woman. And when I've been pregnant before, I know how that feels. Okay, emotions are at an all-time high. So I feel bad that you are pregnant, more or less, going through this, because that's just too much. It don't matter how much money you got, in my opinion. But Khloe, you know, you brought this on yourself with your behavior. You need to make better choices. And I think you can work on being more likable again. If you would just stop dating men because they are athletes and basketball players, okay? So that's pretty much what I have to say about that. Oh, there was something else the Jasmine brand had came out with stating that the Kardashians feel like Tristan was set up. Ain't no setup, okay? He set her up and made her think. I don't think Tristan is all that interested in Khloe. If a man can leave his pregnant girlfriend and get with you, then he gonna leave you and be with somebody else too. So it ain't set up. What's set up is, this is set up, Khloe, to teach you a motherfucking lesson. So don't be no stupid bitch. Get your daughter, co-parent, get your child support check, move it the fuck along. Get away from his cheating ass, because he's a whore. Is we live whore? He's a whore. Okay, next, let's get to the Kim and Marlon situation. Kim White's only Zodiac Bierman. This bitch is talking about I heard her talking about how she didn't like what Marlon said to her. Y'all know Marlon Wayans, you guys, said that, oh, we're not coming out with a white chicks too. And he had Kim's picture up. And Nene, I saw her ass on the talk. She was clowning Kim. And she was like, well, shit, she does look like that motherfucking picture. I mean, he didn't lie, did he? And then, Kim, I heard you in your interview, I don't know, I think you was talking to TMZ, I'm not sure, but you was saying, well, it just feels like the Me Too movement. Bitch, don't you dare compare the Me Too movement to, Marlon saying you look like one of the white chicks. You do look like them. You wasn't think about no damn Me Too movement when you tried to be racist and say that Nene, a black woman, had roaches in her house. As a white woman, you was racist towards Candy a few seasons back when you sat up there and said how she lives in the hood and you don't feel safe in her neighborhood. You know, you use black people. You always got somebody black working for your tired ass. That's why I call you whites only. Because use that bitch. Get somebody white to work for you then, bitch. If you're not prejudiced or racist or whatever, I think the bitch is some of both. Shit, honestly. So yeah, bitch, ain't no Me Too movement. Just like Nene said, you can say whatever you want about anybody, but then when somebody get your ass together, you get all in your feelings and playing the victim. Girl, bye. I also briefly want to talk about Nene and Sheree. Y'all know they've been back and forth with each other in the media, on Twitter, just going back and forth. And Sheree, this is what I have to say to you. You are leaving the Housewives. You are fired. You thought that you was going to have this prison-based storyline and all was going to work out for you. The man ain't getting out for another 4 years. So, bitch, you need to get a job, start up a business, in September, spring, fall, whatever the fuck, you know, you need to get a job or get something going, because you going back and forth with Nene, and Nene is the one that put your ass on the show. And then you tried to say, well, I was that girl back in the day. Bitch, that was back in the day. Nene is that girl today. What are you doing? How you doing, Sheree? I'm for real. Like, what is up with you, Sheree? You full of shit. And you've always been a evil, ungrateful, judgmental, jealous ass bitch. I remember when the Housewives first came on, you didn't invite Nene to a party. Invited Nene to the party, I believe. And then once she got there, oh, she's not on the list. And if they're not on a list, they can't come. You was always shady towards Nene. Why are you biting the hand that feeds you? Then, season 4, you was acting all jealous of Nene and talking about her teeth and talking about how you remember her car got repoed. And this situation kind of affects me, you guys, because I had a friend that would do that. Any negative thing that I've ever went through in life, she felt the need in arguments to bring it up. And that's what a Sheree would do. And you got to get rid of them hating ass whores. You got to get rid of them bitches that's like that. So karma got your ass too, Sheree. Because your man ain't getting out for another 4 years. So you need to get you a new man. Leave Lyron alone. Leave Nene alone. Stop trying to bring up the past. And, oh, well, you know, Nene ain't nobody. And Nene ain't this. And Nene ain't that. You're on your 10th season because of Nene. And, bitch, when the show comes on, who's the first motherfucker to come on? Nene is. Because she's the star of the motherfucking show. What part of that don't you understand? So I saw these little back and forth tweets you was sending Nene and, you know, talking about how she ain't shit and she need to call the Orkin man. And it's just like, you tired as hell. You took damn near 10 years to build this fucking house. I heard the shit ain't even in your name. And I heard you may have to sell that motherfucker because you don't have that many assets yourself. So Sheree, she bought shit Ray Wigfield. Sit your ass down and move on along with your whites only friend Kim. Now that's all I got to say on them. Okay, next I want to talk about the Nicki Minaj and Cardi B situation. First, let me be honest, you guys. I am not the biggest fan of Cardi B. I like her. I like the one song she had out about the bloody shoes. You know, look, that shows you how much I follow her. But I did listen to a few songs off her new album. I think it's pretty good, to be honest. And that's a lot for me because I'm not really a Cardi fan. I'm more of a Remy Ma fan. I feel like everybody, the praise everybody is giving Cardi, I feel like it should really go to Remy. But, you know, Cardi is talented. She worked hard. I'll be fair, you know. But, Nicki Minaj made a bullshit ass comment. She said something along the lines that Cardi B, you know, never really gave her props, and that she felt like Cardi should be grateful. Y'all remember that motorsport song that Nicki Minaj did with them?
She did after.
I'm gonna play. Okay, you guys, I'm going to play for you what Nicki Minaj said about Cardi B, and then I will come back and say what I need to say on the situation.
Cardi B, she's done exactly what she should have done. You know, she's just gone full steam ahead, and congratulations to her. The only thing with Cardi that really hurt my feelings was the first interview she did after Motorsport came out. I remember, like, when I first came in the game, if a female of that stature had done a feature with me on it, I would only be, you know, singing their praises and saying thank you. The first interview she did after Motorsport came out, it just really hurt me because she looked so aggravated and angry, and the only thing she kept saying was, "Oh, I didn't hear that verse. She changed her verse." Like, I was like, what? You know, I remember when I first did a song with Trina for the first time. That's why to this day I love Trina, because she is the first female rapper I think that, you know, acknowledged me behind the scenes and said, you know, I want you to be on my album. Till this day, you've never heard me speak ill of Trina just because of that. That's very important. And so her most recent interview, Cardi, that's when I just came back on Instagram and I saw it and I felt good. I finally felt like she said something genuinely nice, you know, about me. But with Motorsport, I kind of felt ambushed. You know, I felt like Quavo at that time was, like, Quavo was my baby. I love Quavo. And at the time, I went on Twitter and I explained how Motorsport came about. And, you know, people were saying that I was lying. So I texted Quavo and I said, hey, just, you know, could you back me up on this? Because, you know, I don't want people to think I'm lying. What do I have to lie about? And he didn't back me up. And, you know, he texted me. He was like, I would go on Twitter and back you up if you were my girl. LOL. And that hurt because he's somebody, like, I love him, you know.
Okay, you guys, I want to come in now and say what I need to say. Well, isn't this all familiar, Nicki? When you was coming in the game, you would never really give Kim her props. And then something happened with a situation. I don't know if it was really you or Baby or, you know, whoever at Young Money. Y'all was supposed to have a collaboration, you and Lil' Kim, and it never happened. And I believe they ended up just keeping you on the song. You've been very shady with Lil' Kim, like your whole career, you know, just dogging her. But yet when I see some of your pictures, you are copying Lil' Kim. And then I believe I heard you say in one of your new songs, because she has 2 new songs out, you guys, Chung Lee and what is it, Barbie Tings or whatever. The songs are okay. I actually, honestly, and it's really weird because at first it was just like, oh my God, I'm so happy that Nicki is back. Because I do like Nicki way more than Cardi. I think she's way more talented and I like her voice better. Cardi is something about her fucking voice I don't really like that, but she still gets the job done with a song. You know, it still sounds good. I'll say that. But, I think you said in these songs, Nicki, that these bitches is copying you. And then on the original verse of Motorsport, I heard that you was kind of dogging Cardi a little bit. So you want her to give you props, but yet the original verse you had, you was being shady towards Cardi. You had her name in the song. You was just being rude to her. You know, you was making little shady ass comments and it's just like, well, how much of props do you need? You can't shade people and think they're supposed to kiss your big ass, you know? So, am I happy that Nicki Minaj is back? Yeah, I am. I think it's good for hip hop. We got Remy. Remy is my favorite out of Cardi and Nicki. I love Remy. To me, she seems more real. So I like Remy and Trina right now. But as far as Cardi and Nicki Minaj, Nicki, I don't know, honey, if I can really believe you. I felt you were genuine when you said that people were trying to make you into the bad guy. Some of that may be true because I do see people doing that, and you were hurt that you felt like Cardi B was kind of riding on that train of people trying to make you look bad. I do kind of feel like you was probably hurt on that, but as far as and I feel like Quavo, whatever the fuck his name is, he was wrong for how he dealt with you. I felt like that could have been handled better. He should have had, you know, your back if what you're saying is true. So that is suspicious that he wouldn't have your back. And then the fucking Migos, they seem more partial to Cardi because Offset is with Cardi. So I don't know. Maybe that's what they're doing with it. I have no idea. But yeah, I'm kind of giving you the side eye, Nicki. But I do kind of believe what you're saying about, you know, people trying to make you into the bad guy. Because I do see some of that. But shit, you just may be the bad guy though. How you doing, Nicki? Are you the bad guy? I mean, you sounded kind of, this is the first time, you guys, because one of the things with me is I like real. I like people that are genuine. You know what I'm saying? Remy Ma, to me, is genuine. She loves her husband. You know, she loves being married. I love her music. It feels real. But I just feel like with Nicki is very talented and very popular. But Nicki has always been, in the words of Lil' Kim, I believe Lil' Kim said this about her, obnoxious. is. You know, she's just always had like this little air about herself, like a Mariah Carey in a sense, you know, like she's so cocky and arrogant, you know. So this was the first time, and it was refreshing to see Nicki vulnerable about something. So it felt like it was real, and it felt like that may have happened, but time will tell. We'll see. All right, you guys, that is pretty much what I have to say on these different topics. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. It is your girl, Brand New, and I am out.